Yo, welcome to the channel. So today I am mostly going to be inside the hedges. I have got a garden line design to do, which I came in and condemned this. I'm going to put the video link above my head at some point of a previous one where I came in and did some fault finding. So today I have got to get some spike lights in, got to power up the water feature. We've also got to create a bit of a lighting design for a pergola that's just over there. I've also got to light up a wizard. Yes, I said it, a wizard. There's going to be a wizard that's going to be now lit up. Stay with it, stay with it. Also, we're going to control all this wirelessly so we can all have a nice, easy, relaxing day doing that. So I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully you are. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And let's get stuck into the video. So let's take you around. So I've already just turned up and we have replaced a broken box which was there. So it was ingress of water and all the rest of it. So I've just whacked on a Hensel box and we have got the water feature which is just here. As you can see previously there's a load of armoured stuff there. So what I'm going to do is going to mount up the wireless control modules here and then everything is going to be fed off, dotted around the various different locations. So we're going to put some spike lights in to highlight this area around here. The pergola is here and the wizard is over there hiding. So we're going to make sure we get all those bits and bobs sorted. So first things first, let's make sure we clear some space so we can get to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strip all this down. So I've got a enclosure that I'm going to mount a bit further back, probably around about here, and then we're going to feed everything out. So I'm going to run all the armoured going out from here in 5 core. The reason why I'm going to do it in 5 core is because it gives me different switching abilities and also for the future and things like that. So we're going to take the front off. Right, it's not coming off. Grinder it is. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to get the box mounted, I'm going to get that all terminated in, and then everything's going to lead back to here, which will be great. So, yeah, so this is the water feature that we're talking about. So underneath here there's a tank and a pump. And obviously it just trickles down the stone and feeds back in and all the rest of it. So the client's wired it back up temporary to make sure that it's still working, so which is fine, so that's okay. We've had a multitude of different lights and stuff over the years in this garden, and obviously now we're trying to make sure it's all good and change it and do it slightly differently. Now, some people might be saying, why am I not using the original armoured which is here that leads on? The likelihood is that it's not going to be in the same locations where I need it. So it's the only one that potentially could work might be this first one, but I just need to scrat around in the hedges to find out whether that actually will work or not. If it does, brilliant, I'll use it, but if not, obviously we just put new ones in. But yeah, so I'm going to show you a little trick in a minute on how to get your glands nice and tight so you don't have any baggy glands. So what are the tips for getting your shroud on? Sorry, I keep calling it gland, but to get your shroud on nice and tight. So if you turn it upside down, screw it on like a pencil sharpener, you'll see the ridge, because it also warms it up. Get your knife and then cut across that ridge where it is, without cutting yourself, obviously. Turn it back round the other way, and you'll have a perfect fit every single time. Okay, update time. I have covered in little money spiders, little creatures, all the rest of it, because I've got my head all in amongst all of the wildlife, Not just some of them, all of them. So at the minute, I'm trying to drill through 2 angles, like that, to meet, like the channel tunnel is. That's what I'm trying to create. Because obviously I'm standing underneath a pergola, as you may have gathered, may not. So I want to try and get the enclosure behind the back of that post because there's room for me to work. So I'm drilling through and trying to make that happen. So at the minute, I'll tell you what, let's have a little whip round the garden. Come on, let's do it. So back of the pergola, that's where we're at. So we've got our cables coming through there, and that's going to lead off towards the Wizard of Dreams down that way. So I've got one spotlight here, just got a little bit of dressing to do with all of the spotlight. Really couldn't think what it's called. Got another one here, just behind there, that will highlight all this area, so that'll be lovely. Cables are all clipped around the back, and I've got another spotlight just there. Look at that, cheeky little one. It's there, that will highlight this area, all of this, which would be very nice. And then what I've done, for now, all right, for now, we've got to this stage here. So we've got the big enclosure on, big enclosure. Now, yes, I've got to earth it all and all the rest of it, that's fine. There is going to be 3 control modules, which are here. Those, so there's 3 of those that are going to be going in there. So one for that, and then one for the spotlights that lead around to the rest of the garden. Dog of dreams, dog. And then we've got, so that's the second switch, and then the third switch is for this, which is what I'm working on right now. So let's just take you in and we'll have a look at what is giving me some jip. So need the old torch because it's a little bit tight, and believe it or not, it's really bright. I mean, like ridiculously bright. Right, so what I'm trying to achieve, so just there by the post, I'm trying to tunnel through to get that way, and then that leads down into there, and then we'll follow the cable round. Trying to do it without lifting all of the slabs, because that is really annoying. Because as you can imagine, if I have to lift that slab up, it's just another job all in itself that's going to do my head in, and I don't really want to do that because that'll be frustrating, don't want it. So that is where we're at. So then once I've done that bit, I've got some festoon lighting on order, so that's great. And I also think I'm going to use some, you know, the exposed filament bulbs for it. I think that's what we're going to do, because I can only seem to get like a 10-meter kit with a 5-meter string, which is obviously way overkill for what we need just there. Can't seem to find one that's smaller than that. So we're going to downgrade it all by using that exposed filament style thing, because they want it to be relaxing and not like, oh, I've got a tan, I don't want a tan. And then we've got the wizard in the corner that we're going to light up, and then one just down here to sort of highlight that way. Now, what I'm trying to do is trying to get as much done as possible, because the weather is absolutely beautiful. And I mean beautiful, because it is. It's lovely weather. Can't really complain, because usually when I'm doing garden lighting, it is absolutely sopping wet and it sucks. So let's go and crack on drilling through, because I can get 1 cable through but not 2, and that will not work for me. And then I'll go through, once I've sorted that out, we'll go through why I've chose the 5-core and earth. We've got those cables through. Obviously it was really easy, straightforward, slid straight in. Of course it was. So what I'm going to do now is get them in a whisker box. We're going to continue the earth path through, which some people before, right, on some of the videos have gone, especially on the enclosure down there, 'cause it's got a plastic enclosure. They've gone, why has he done it this way, blah, blah, blah. It's earth in a plastic box. It's nothing to do with earth in a plastic box whatsoever. It's actually continuing the earth path through the actual armouring all the way. And I no doubt in the comments below in this video, that'll happen all over again. Now, you want to keep a continuous earth bath all the way through. So whether you do that at one end or the other, but you still need to make sure you keep a continuous earth path. So that's what we're doing. So you're going to use the whisker boxes, and the idea is that essentially on the opposite side of this, we're going to have that mounted up there, but there. We have that mounted up there. We're going to have our earth bars, those ones, all the way through, and then we're going to leave the stuffing gland out the top up to the festoon lighting, and then this way we're going to use, because of the 5 core and earth, as I explained earlier on, which is now allowing me, rather than running 2 lots of cables, I can now run one of the inner cores, so I can switch this lot on separately. 5 core and earth, yes, is too much, but the reason why, because obviously at a later date, if the customers go, actually, I really want to be able to switch that side on, the spike lights, and that side on, you have got the option to do it. So why, for the sake of pennies, and I mean pennies, the difference, why be tight? Just get it done that way and everyone wins. So yeah, so the day is getting on. It's 4 o'clock and I'm going to get this terminated right now. All right, is that all right with you? Cool. So would you do it a different way? If you would, leave it in the comments below. If you do it a slightly different way, I'm all ears. I'm always looking for learning, and seeing how you guys would do it. If you do it any differently to me, then brilliant. I know a lot of people will say about the 12 volts version, do them in 12 volt while we're using mains. The reason why I use mains is because I actually prefer it. I don't really like using the 12 volt version round. Also, it gives you different options for picking up and putting more on at a later date and all the rest of it. It's just what I prefer. All right, so better get on. So as you've probably gathered, this is the end of the first day. So this bit here, as you saw, has been a bit of a nightmare, but we're in. So what I've done is I've loosely fitted the whisker box to the back of the post for now. I've got to tidy all the cables up and all the rest of it, but then that leaves me to crack on with all of this bit later on tomorrow. Okay, so that is the end of day 1, okay? Let's jump into the van. So that last slab gave me a little bit of grief. As you can probably gather, it was a little bit tricky, but it's done. I haven't broke the slab, which is the main thing. My van is in an absolute state. So I've managed to get that all wrapped up and sorted. So I've got a lot of cables to sort out and tidy up. But I really want to say thank you very much for watching this video. If you've got to the very end, I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you've liked it. Give us a thumbs up. And leave your comments below. Would you do it slightly differently? And if you would, I'm all ears. You know, I'm trying to build a community where everybody is. There's no egos with it all. Let's just lift up rather than put down. So on that note, take it easy. See you later. Right. So obviously I'm not on site right now. So jobs for tomorrow with that. I've got to try and sort out all the wireless controls. Try and sort those bits out. I've got one of these spike lights is coming, been on order, so hopefully that'll turn up early enough. I smashed a lamp as well, so I did smash a lamp. So today I couldn't quite get into the groove. I couldn't really quite feel like I was, you know, fully set into it and all the rest of it. So that's okay. I'm all right, work through it. So hopefully everything gets sorted. It'd be really good if I can get all the outside stuff done tomorrow, because it's supposed to be dry, which will be brilliant. If it stays dry, I mean, this is a beautiful day in fairness. If it stays dry, I'm winning. And then I've got a couple of little bits inside to do. I've got 2 light switches to change, a dimmer that's faulty, and they're all in brushed. They want them all in white, but there's another 2 gang light switch less than a foot away from there. So I'm going to change that one as well. And there's a couple of extra sockets. So there's sockets like really high up that they want. So one in the bedroom, they want another one dropping down, and then one in the kitchen that I was due to isolate, but it's now not being isolated. They like that because the doorbell is plugged into it, and and then another one lower down. So yeah, so I thought I'd just add this little bit in because, like I say, trying to keep this real, the channel as real as possible, and today I just wasn't quite feeling the flow, if that makes any sense. So hopefully, with my honesty, that's got to be worth to subscribe, isn't it? Let's be honest, being honest, and yeah, keep it real, because sometimes it's all right to not feel all right. You know what I mean? Right, catch you later.